Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a nighttime clean with me, kind of like, the closing shift of your day. And I just kind of wanted to show you a very, very realistic, simple closing shift. This is something that I aspire to do every single night. And now there are absolutely some nights that I don't touch a single thing and I just go and lay down. There are other nights that I do more, but this is a very, very normal closing shift that I wanted to show you. So you saw me in our front room and I was just locking the door and closing the blinds and then straightening up a bit. That room is typically not a big deal to clean up, so I like to start in that room and have that room totally clean, and then I move on to the kitchen and the kids' playroom, which definitely takes more time. I tend to tackle each room separately and then move on to the next room just because I like seeing the finished product. It gives me motivation to keep going and to keep cleaning. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Jamison. I am a stay-at-home mom to a little girl, Josie, who is 2 and about 4 months old, and then my son Jax is 10 months old, and so my kiddos are 18 months apart, so it can get kind of wild and crazy around here. Jax is crawling and moving, pulling up on things, shuffling around furniture, so I suspect soon he'll be walking. And then Josie is just a wild maniac, and she jumps off things and is constantly running, and being physical is definitely her strength, and so it can get kind of crazy around here. And I tend to pick up this playroom a lot during the day because I have found that if I can try and pick it up and it's not a total disaster, that my kids, especially Josie, they play better in here, and so I try to straighten it. So even though it looks sort of messy but sort of put together, it's because I have been cleaning throughout the day and trying to straighten it, but this is what was left before we went upstairs to do our bedtime routine. So I mentioned that I do pick up this room throughout the day, and if you're interested in what I do throughout the day cleaning wise, I have a full day of cleaning video up on my channel, so make sure to check that out. I can link it in the description box as well if you want to see that, since this is just a nighttime clean with me. So now that I have my front room and the playroom tackled and taken care of, I am just moving into the kitchen, which tends to be the most time-consuming task that I have, just because we spend a lot of our time in this room because it's connected directly to the playroom. I just got these packages delivered, so I am just kind of unboxing them and then going to recycle the boxes and put away the items that I got in the mail. So I'm just putting those boxes in the recycling. I got the Element like hydration sticks, and I also got Armra colostrum sticks for my water. I'm on like, I don't want to call it a health journey because I feel like that sounds like very strong, but I'm just trying to feel like myself again, get back into a good rhythm. After having my kids so close together, I just feel like I really never got to be myself in between my pregnancies because I was breastfeeding, and then like a month or so later I got pregnant, so it didn't really feel like I ever got back to myself. And so now I feel good with the routine my kids are in. They're starting to sleep through the night and they're napping, and so I would like to get into like a good healthy rhythm and start to feel like myself again. I was working out 6 times a week, and I was doing HIIT classes before I had my daughter, and I actually played soccer in college, and so I love being active and being physically fit, and it's just taken me a while to get back at it. So trying to get better about my health and my fitness just to see if I can feel a little bit better. So I'm unloading this lunchbox. It really has my kids' clothes in it. We went to my parents for dinner to celebrate the 4th of July, and so now that we're back, I am just unloading and putting things away. So we actually celebrated the 4th of July on July 5th. So this isn't the 4th of July when I'm filming this. Also, normally I don't have my dishwasher clean to unload at night. Normally I'm starting it at night, but because I knew we were headed to my parents for dinner and that we would not be getting any dishes dirty, I decided to run it before we left so that I could unload it and get ahead of the game for tomorrow morning. So in this phase of life that I'm currently in, I do not have the energy nor the time to vacuum and mop my floors at night. I'm very lucky if I get that done once a week, to be honest. It's just, I have to save my energy for tidying, and I would rather, pour into my own cup or, my relationship with my husband than to vacuum or mop every single night or even every other night. So you'll see that's just not in the cards for me, but I do like to make sure everything's wiped down, everything's put back in its place. It just makes me feel so much better when I come downstairs in the morning and everything's put away and we can start with a fresh, clean slate. One way that I like to do self-care, I guess, is I'm so into reading. It's not even funny. I was a big reader in high school, fell off the train for a little bit, picked it back up for a little bit in college, but then when I graduated college and started teaching, I kind of fell off because if you've never been a teacher, you might not know this, but you never stop thinking about your class. You're constantly taking work home, whether that's physical work that you're actually doing or if that's the mental work of thinking about a child and how you can help them, or if they said something weird that day and how you can pour into them just to make them feel better. And so I just never felt like I could turn it off. But then I ended up having like really bad anxiety, and reading is what helped ease some of that anxiety, because I was able to escape some of my thoughts for a little bit and some of the stressors of the school day. And so love reading. Right now I'm reading some of Lulu Moore's books. If you have any book recommendations, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below. I'm absolutely like a romance reader, so I tend to lean towards those books, but I'm not opposed to other recommendations as well. So you'll see like my windows look a little bit nasty. That's because we've had flies. So I tried this new like concoction of baking soda and vinegar to try and like eliminate the flies. It did work, but it got stuff literally all over my windows. So this is not something I would do every single night, but it's something that's been bothering me. So I decided to spend a few extra minutes taking care of the windows over here in the kitchen area. All right, here's an overview of my kitchen. I hope that you enjoyed this really quick nighttime routine, very realistic, and I hope it gave you motivation to do a nighttime routine at your house. Maybe put this on and try and see what you can tackle in 13 minutes and then call it a night. I hope that I see you back next week for another video. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I would love to have you subscribe and come back every Sunday for a new video. Bye.